so we're going to make a treadmill and we're going to have these two characters run and walk on them. But for now, I'll go ahead and hide them and we'll just start with layer 1. And I'm going to hit Command G to turn the grid on. Actually, I'll hit Shift Command G and let's make the grid a little bit bigger. Type in 40. Maybe even, let's do 60. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start off by just creating a little bit of artwork. So I'll use the square tool, draw shape, and we'll go ahead and look at our styles. So I'll do a light gray fill. I'll hold shift down and do dark gray for the stroke. And we'll just draw a base for the treadmill. So we'll go ahead and draw that. And maybe I'll draw a little piece underneath. I'll hit G, grab these points, hit T, kind of bevel those in. Now I'll hit S again for a new shape, and then we'll use the ellipse tool or circle tool. And I'll do a Command G and turn the grid off for a second. I'm just going to draw a circle and then hit Q, select that circle, and then change the color, the fill, make that dark gray. Then I'm just going to hit the arrow keys down just to put it underneath the first two pieces of artwork. I hit T, that selects it. Command C, Command V to copy paste, move it over. So we got these wheels on here. Now I'll just hit S and select the square tool again and draw a little bit of the front of the treadmill. I'll hit Q and select that color. Let's make it the same gray. I'll hit T, move some points around. Let's see. I'm not sure exactly what a treadmill looks like, but you know, I can guess. And let's change the color a little bit. And I'm not putting edits in my video just because I like to do it in real time so you guys can see how long it actually takes to do something. So this is just adding some detail, nothing fancy. Circle tool, make that a little bit different color. So there's the base of our treadmill. Let's go ahead and draw a bar for our person to grab if they want to. I won't make the characters grab it. I'm just going to put it there just so it's looks like a treadmill. And grabbing those points, hitting A to add some more points, hitting T to move them around. So this is just going to be the front of our, or the bar that's on our treadmill. And then just go ahead and add all the details that you want to add. This is going to be a really crappy treadmill because I'm not looking off anything to create it. I'm just kind of guessing. Because what we're really worried about is the treadmill moving itself, the actual treads. So we'll just leave it at that, and we're gonna name this the front layer. Actually, the back. Let's do back, and then we'll go ahead and duplicate that. Call this the front. I'll do Command A, selects everything. Then I'm going to hold shift down and move it downward right about there so we have enough space to see the treads. And then I'm going to hold shift and option down and make it a little bit bigger. So it's going to force perspective. Or actually just option, I'm sorry. So let's make it about that big. Like that. And then let's go ahead and make a folder and call it treadmill. And drop the front and back into that folder so we can select the folder and move it all together. So there's the base of our treadmill. Now we need to make the actual treads. So to do that, let's go ahead and create a new vector layer. I'll call this treads. And I'm going to turn the grid on again, Command G. And now let's do, let's change the fill so it's pretty dark gray. And then change the stroke by holding shift and selecting a light gray. And then what I'm going to do is hit S and select the square tool. And I'm just going to draw a rectangle that's fairly tall and 2 squares thick, or 2 squares wide. And all I'm going to do is copy and paste this over and over again so we get a really long treadmill platform. So Command C, Command V. Now I've got a copy and I'll just move that over. I'll do a Command A so it selects both of them. Command C, Command V to paste, copy and paste. Now we've got 4. Command A, select all. Command C, copy. Command V, paste. And move those over. And I'm holding Shift down so it snaps to the grid. Command A, Command C, Command V. And we're going to make this longer than our treadmill. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste a couple more. So we get this really long line of treads. So let's go ahead and drop that into our treadmill between the front and the back. And Command A, and then let's move that kind of into place. It's not really necessary, but we'll just do that for now. Let's turn the front and back off too so we can just see just the treads for a second. So now we've got the treads. We need to make a mask. So I'm going to create another vector layer. We'll call this mask. And let's select a different color just so it's really easy to see. We'll go ahead and draw a rectangle using the grid that's kind of in the center, about this width of our treadmill. Doesn't have to be perfect because we can adjust that later too, but just about the size of our treadmill, like that. And now we need to make a group because you have to have 2 layers or more in a group for a mask to work. So we'll create another folder. Call this tread mask, just so we know what it is. And we're going to select the mask, hold Shift down, select the treads, and move those both into that folder. And let's click on the mask and make sure it's underneath the treads now. It's going to look like it disappears, but it's just underneath. And now we'll double click that folder, the tread mask folder, and select masking and hide all and apply. So basically, let me turn the grid off, Command G. Now you can see our treads here, and then if I click on them, you can see they go all the way to the edge of the window. But the mask is showing, this is the only place that they'll show up. So to animate this, to make it look like it's continuously moving, we're just going to move the treads a little bit. And this is really easy to do because of the grid. So if I do a Command G and turn that grid on, select our treads, and I'm going to go to frame 1 and hit T. So this is to transform or move it. I don't really want to move it. I just want to make a keyframe. So I'm going to click on it, holding Shift down so it doesn't really move. It's in snapping mode. And I'm just wiggling my mouse just a tad, just until it makes these keyframes down here. Okay? And then we're going to go to any other frame. We'll just go to 18. And hold Shift down and move these over 2 spaces because that's how wide our treads are. So 1, 2. And then we're going to select these last keyframes, right click, select cycle, and then click relative to playback and just subtract 1 from this number, whatever number you choose. So I'm on 18 or 17, I should say. We're just going to make this 16. And the reason we're doing that is so this first keyframe and the last keyframe don't repeat themselves. We want to make it a smooth cycle. And if we leave it on the first one, it's going to look like it's stuttering. So now our treads are moving over a little bit. And one more thing you have to do to make this look real is to select the first keyframes, right click, and select linear. That makes the movement continuous in the same speed at all times. So let's see what that looks like. I'll do a Command G to hide that grid, and I'll just hit play. Actually, let's go on to the folder so you can see it better. Let me zoom in. If I play, now it looks like the treads are just continually moving to the left. But that's not what's really happening. We're just kind of using an optical illusion. Let me go back and show you what's really happening. If I'll select one of these treads and just color it different. And then hit play. So you can see when I hit play, the red is just jerking back and forth. It's going 2 squares over and then popping back into place. And that's all that we're doing, is moving it just a little bit. But because they're all the same color, they're all moving at the same speed, it gives the illusion of a continuous looping cycle. So let me hit play again. And that's how you make the treads. Now all we have to do is put this the treads into the treadmill. So let's turn the front and back on again. And this is extremely easy to do. So what we're going to do is use this tool right here. It's called the XY, rotate layer XY. And basically if I click on this and I left click and drag, it's just spinning the artwork in 3D space. But we want to make sure it snaps. So I'm going to hold down, is it just shift? Just shift and then drag upwards. Whoa. Why is this so... Here, let's shrink this down. Let's grab the tread mask. Let's move the point of origin. I think the point of origin is making it distort a lot more than it should. So this is just where it pivots from. There we go. That's what it was. So if you do get that, let me go back. So the point of origin's way up here for some reason. So when I try and rotate it, it's kind of really wonky. Just center where it pivots from, and we'll just do that right in the center of our treads. And then use the rotate XY. Then hold shift down and drag upward. And we're going to tilt it like this. Actually, you know what? Let's squeeze it down a little bit. Squeeze this down. We can make it pretty thin because it's going to extend when we rotate it. And then we'll rotate it like this, holding shift down. And then can you transform the layers, and I can shrink it and kind of move it into place. So what, right about there. Grab the edge. Like that. Oops. Right about there is good. And then we can go ahead and change, fix our artwork a little bit. Let's go to the back. I'm going to hit G. I'm going to grab these points and move this inward a little bit. Then grab the front, hit G, grab those points, and move that back. Right about there. And then... Obviously this isn't perfect, but this is just to show you how the treads work. So if I hit play now, you can see we have a treadmill actually moving forward, or to the left. And let me move that mask up a little bit more. Like that. Whoa. There we go. Shrink this a little bit. Now I could spend a lot of time fixing this. Let's do that. And adjust the back. Anyway, I'm trying to fix this, and it's not even supposed to be a long tutorial. So now we have the treadmill. I can grab that whole thing and I can move it around. You'll notice too, when I move it too far, it breaks the where the tread is. That's because it's in 3D space. So you'll just have to move it around again if you're placing it. I don't know why this point of origin keeps moving around either. But that's kind of messing it up as well. So let me shrink this down, because we're going to make another treadmill. Let me adjust this again. Front, back. Back. There we go. Okay, so, man, this point of origin is really messing with me. Anyway, okay, so here we have a treadmill, and it's ready to go. Say spent a lot of time on it, and it's perfect now. So now we need to put a character on there. Now I have my character creator, female character creator, which you guys can get on my Gumroad store. The link's in the description down below. Or if you're a patron, you should be able to get this for free, or download it on my Patreon site. But we're gonna drag our character into the treadmill, and let's make sure she is above the treadmill mask. And then I'll go ahead and resize her real quick. And let's just let's pretend she's the right size. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to frame 1, and I'm going to change her appearance a little bit so she looks like she's working out. So let's go ahead and I'm going to hit T, get rid of her hair from behind. Actually, let's do ponytail, and then change her tops. We'll go to tank top and tennis shoes and stuff like that. And I can go to styles. Oh, right here. Okay. And let's change your skin color and stuff like that. Shirt color. Oops, that's not the right one. I've got lots of colors on here. Where? Let's change your skin tone. Change your hair color. Actually, that's like a brown. And let's do her pants so they look more like workout color, like gray or something, or white. There we go. Maybe change your shirt color. Like that. I know this is making the video way longer, but I just want to show you how I do this in real time. Where's her shoes? Pants. Shoe color accent. There we go. Just match her shirt. Okay. So now we have a character. I'm going to go ahead and pose her. So she's walking. So I'll just make a walk cycle really fast. Pose her like this. Front leg. One leg forward, one leg back. And then do the opposite with the hands. Command A, Command F to freeze frame. Go to frame 24. Command A, Command F, freeze frame. Go to 12. Hit Z. Move the legs and arms in the opposite direction. So it's like a scissor pose. Command A, Command F. Then go to frame 6 or whatever in between for the first two keyframes. And the front leg's going forward first, so we'll bend her leg. Make the other one straight down. Bend her arm just a little bit. Command A, Command F. Go to 18, do the opposite. Bend the back leg. back arm, and Command A, Command F. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the last keyframes and cycle, just like we did with the treads. And same thing relative to playback, -1, so it doesn't repeat. And we have a walk cycle. But we need to make her bob up and down a little bit, so let's go ahead and go to frame 1, use the transform layer tool, click on her, and if we scroll all the way down, it's hard to see, let me move this up a little bit. Very bottom, why can't I? The screen's cutting off the very bottom. You can't even see it. What's going on here? I think it's because my screen resolution is small. It's like 1280 by 720. This does not... Okay, I can't barely see it, but there's a keyframe right here. Go 6, move her down a little bit, and you can see. I think this is just a bug in the program. I'll copy and paste the up and down movement, which you can barely see. And then move this keyframe over if I can grab it. Right click on it. I don't want to redo this entire video because of this, but there we go. Cycle relative to playback 22. So now we have this up and down movement. And what you want to do is, so she's walking and the treadmill's not moving as fast as her walk, so that doesn't look quite right. What the heck? Yeah, the program's messing up just a little bit. So what we can do is go to the treads, select the tread animation. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to redo this. I can't. No, I'm not. I couldn't grab this bar for a little bit. So to speed up or slow down the treadmill, all you have to do is select both of those keyframes and hold down Option. And if you drag it out, it's going to make it slower. And if you compress them, hold Option down, it's going to make them faster. So you can kind of just find the speed that you need. Right there. Now, I have this whole treadmill with my character walking. Actually, let me go in here. I just want to make her looking forward. Like that. So she's walking. Now let's go ahead and create another one. Treadmill. I'll just duplicate this entire layer. And we'll move it underneath. Scale it down a little bit. Move her over here. So if she was in the gym, she could be talking to her friend. And I'm going to get rid of this character. Delete her. Bring my other character in. Drop her in treadmill 2. Right there. But I'm going to make her run. So, move her down a little bit. So, I'll change this character as well so we have a different looking character. Let's hide the first one for a second. She needs to be bigger. And I need to adjust the treadmill mask a little bit. Oops. Okay. Let's make her a tad bit bigger. Let's go ahead and change her appearance as well. Let's do hair. Put her in a tank top as well. Give her shorts instead. Where's the... I have shorts with tennis shoes somewhere. There we go. And let's go to styles. And let's change her appearance a little bit. Change your skin tone some. And change your hairstyle. Shirt color. Blue. Pants color. Oops. Pants color. So many color styles. Shoe, mane. There we go. And let's make her run. So I'll go ahead and put her in a running position. I'm not going to worry about her hands. Actually, maybe let me go ahead and change them real quick if I have... Where's her fist? There we go. Okay. So she's really running hard, so I'm gonna make her legs in kind of like 90-degree positions and her arms. I'll freeze frame those by doing a Command A, Command F. Go to frame 24, Command A, Command F. Go to 12. Same with the walk cycle. You're gonna move the legs front and back like this. Swap positions, kind of. Like that. Command A, Command F. And then the in-between keyframes are a little different. So her back leg's going back first. So on frame 6, I'm gonna pull it backwards and then straighten her foot out, and then bend her knee even more. And then Command A, Command F, go to 18, do the same thing for the back leg now, or front leg I mean. Go to 18, grab it, pull it way back, put her foot kind of flat, and then bend her knee even more. Command A, Command F. Now we have a running cycle instead. And I'll go to frame 1. This is going to be the up and down. Click on her. Go to 6. Move her way down. And then I'll copy and paste those keyframes I just made. Copy. Paste. Paste. This keyframe always is a little off, so I just move that over. I'm going to cycle it. Relative to playback, 22. And go back up and grab all the keyframes for the run cycle. Cycle, 22. Now I've got a run cycle. But she's looking pretty slow, so we're going to do the same thing we did for the treadmill speed. We're going to grab her keyframes, hold Option, and compress them. So we're going to take it from 24 to, I don't know, 16 or so. Now she's running a lot faster. But the treadmill's going slow, so let's speed that up as well. Oh, and the up and down isn't matching, so let's go back. So what frame did we compress to? 16. Make sure you come down here, grab the up and down movement, hold Option, and compress that as well. Otherwise, it's going to look a little weird. There we go. But now we need to speed up the treadmill, so we'll go to the treads, and then compress these frames as well. So we'll squeeze these so they're going really fast. Maybe even faster. There we go. So let's go ahead and turn back on the first one and first treadmill, and now we have one person walking and another person running on a treadmill at different speeds. So let me go back. Maybe move the treadmill back even further. Cool. So that's how you make a treadmill, and that's how you have somebody run or walk on them. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you'd like to get this character, you can check my Gumroad store. And yeah, if you have any thoughts on the next tutorial as well, I have other ones that I'm working on already, but always good to hear different ideas too. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.